One of Shane Warne's closest confidants has revealed how his ex-wife and 3 children reacted to news of the cricket icon's shock death. Shane Warne's longtime manager has revealed how the cricket legend's family reacted to news of his death as the world comes to terms with the tragedy. James Erskine had earlier revealed details about Warne's final moments, and on Sunday explained how Warne's nearest and dearest took the news of his passing from a suspected heart attack in Thailand. Erskine said Warne's ex-wife Simone was really upset, as their 3 kids Jackson, Brooke and Summer now face life without their dad. "I think the 3 children are in complete shock," Erskine told Weekend Today. "I spoke to them yesterday and again. Jackson just said, we just expect him to walk in the door. This is like a bad dream. I spoke to Simone, who was really upset, and obviously Keith, Shane's father, is a pretty strong individual, but, like everybody, he's just shattered. They can't believe what's happened. I think that's what happens when you have a sudden death and you're not expecting it. One minute the kids are talking to him every day, the next minute they can't talk to him, and then they start thinking about, he's not going to be there for my 21st, he's not going to take me down the aisle. All of those sorts of things go through your head. They are having a much harder time than anybody really." Warne's mother Brigitte had earlier told the Herald Sun, "We're just in shock. We're okay." Shane Warne called the breakdown of his marriage to Simone Callahan as the lowest moment of my life. Warne and son Jackson were incredibly close. Thai police revealed Warne was suffering chest pains before he left Australia for a holiday in Koh Samui. Police Colonel Yuthana Sirasombat told reporters on Saturday night his family had informed them of the late cricket legend's history of heart disease and asthma, and their concern about his health before he left Australia last week. The 52-year-old had recently seen a doctor about his heart, Sirasombat said. Erskine was unaware of the extent of those issues, saying, "I didn't know about that. I did know from Helen, his secretary, that he'd had a bit of a chest pain and also was sweating last week, but I only found that later on after he'd died. I didn't know that at the time. I don't know, he obviously smoked most of his life. I don't know, I think it was just a massive heart attack. That's what I think's happened." Warne loved his kids more than anything in the world. New photographs have emerged of where Warne was staying at the Samujana Villas resort, with various reports claiming bloodstains were seen on the carpet and on 3 towels and a pillow, reportedly from the Spin King, during the desperate attempts made to save his life. A large amount of blood was found in the room, Paul Myjen Sadat Polpanet, commander of Surat Thani Provincial Police, told Thai newspaper Matashon. When CPR was started, the deceased had coughed up liquid and was bleeding. On Saturday, Erskine opened up on the harrowing details of Warne's death, as friend Andrew Neofatu tried in vain to resuscitate the Aussie icon. They'd only arrived the night before. They were going to have a drink at 5 o'clock, and Neo knocked on his door at 5:15 because Warne is always on time, and then he went in there and said, "Come on, you're going to be late," and then realized something was wrong, Erskine told Fox Sports. He turned him over, gave him CPR mouth-to-mouth, that lasted about 20 minutes, then obviously the ambulance came, they took him to the hospital, which was about 20 minutes drive, and then within, I suppose, I got a phone call 45 minutes later to say he was pronounced. It's one of these things where someone said to me that when someone is larger than life, you don't expect them to die. I think that's probably a very good analogy. You don't expect someone to die at 52 years old. You don't expect Shane Warne to die because he was an extraordinary human being." Authorities inspecting Shane Warne's room in Koh Samui